it's Steph, and surprise, I have straightened my hair for the first time in 5.5 months. I almost made it 6 months with absolutely no direct heat. I figured it was time because I actually wanted to film a video on the inversion method, and I feel like you can't be as effective as you want to be unless your hair is like pin straight. And you know, I just finished exams, I wanted to go out and celebrate, so I figured I would straighten my hair. So now that I have my hair straight, I can see the length that I'm at. So I wanted to do, I guess it's like past my collarbone, just right here is where it hits. And this is after like frequent trims during my transition. So I've been dusting my ends like every few weeks or so because I'm just trying to get rid of these nasty relaxed ends. I just want to be natural. But I figured while I have my hair straight, I would do a video on how I've retained length throughout this past 13 months of transitioning. I'll actually hit 14 months on May 1st. So keep an eye out for my 14 months post relaxer video where I'll show you my new growth versus my relaxed ends. But yeah, back to the point, I wanted to do a video on how I have retained length and give you my tips and tricks for my transitioning girls out there who just can't let go of their hair. Keep listening. Okay, so my first tip, and I would probably actually say that this is the most important one, would be all satin or silk everything. I'm being dead serious. I need all my girls who don't have a satin bonnet or a satin head tie or a satin pillowcase to get your butt to Sally's Beauty Supply and buy yourself one, because that is gonna be one of the things hindering you 100%. There was a point, not in my transition, but 2 or 3 years ago where I got lazy, I'll be honest, and I stopped wearing my satin bonnet and I didn't sleep on a satin pillowcase. It was just all cotton all day, which was awful. And I noticed that a chunk in the back of my hair, specifically just by the nape of my neck, started breaking, like little by little started breaking, until I had 2 long pieces and a short piece just in the back. The only thing that evened that all out was A, a chop, because I had to cut off all those ends, and B, putting my satin bonnet back on and buying myself a satin pillowcase as a backup. And once I did that, I noticed right away that everything started to even out. So I knew I could pinpoint the culprit, and that was my lack of satin, which meant a lack of moisture. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Most of you probably are, but if you sleep on a cotton pillowcase and don't tie your hair up, you are prone to breakage. So the cotton will dry out your hair and absorb all of the good moisture that your hair needs and all those natural oils, and eventually your hair will start to break off. I know this because I lived it. So the first thing that I would want anybody to do, if you don't know what a satin bonnet is, please go buy one. I don't care what your boyfriend thinks you look like in the middle of the night. I don't care if you think you look ugly. Girl, it's about what you look like in the daytime. Nobody cares what you look like in the nighttime. Buy yourself a satin bonnet and buy yourself a satin pillowcase, because those bonnets, they will come off in the middle of the night. It just happens. And then you've got double protection. So why wouldn't you buy a satin pillowcase? It's like $12. Get you one. So second on my list is deep conditioning. Deep conditioning, again, like satin pillowcases, will help you retain moisture. Curly girls, we have dry hair. It doesn't matter how much water we drink. It doesn't matter how many products we put in our hair. We have dry hair. The best way to grow our hair out is to retain that moisture. So you want to use deep conditioning treatments. I'm not telling you to use them every day. Deep conditioning is annoying. It can be a hassle, but it's totally worth it. You only have to do it once a week. I typically do it on wash day, so I don't even do it once a week because I do roller sets. And I'll link down below a video on how roller sets have helped me through my transition. For all my girls who are in that frustrating point who are hating their hair, watch that video if you haven't tried roller sets yet. But yeah, deep conditioning will help you retain moisture. It doesn't take too long. You can even make deep conditioning treatments out of ingredients in your home. Actually, I'll probably do a video on what things you can take out of your kitchen and turn into a deep conditioning treatment. So you don't have to run to the beauty supply and spend $30 on a Miss Jessie's treatment. You can just make one at home. So deep conditioning, deep conditioning, deep conditioning. Remember, you want moisture. So again, keeping with the theme of moisture, my next tip is to eat healthy and drink lots of water. I'm not the best healthy eater, I'll be honest with you. Last night for dinner, I had fried chicken, mac and cheese, potato salad, but I drank it with the water. So kind of balances out, right? So drink lots and lots of water. The only way your hair will grow and prosper is if you feed it from the inside. So I mean, you don't have to be eating clean all day or a day. I don't do that. I just eat whatever the heck I want, but I make sure I throw a lot of water back with it. I noticed a difference because I used to be one of those people who hated water. I'll be honest, I'm embarrassed of that now, but I used to be one of those people who hated water with a passion. I barely drink it. All I drink was juice. And one of the biggest changes that I noticed when I started drinking water regularly was that my hair was shinier, my hair was longer, my hair was stronger, my nails as well. That's just a benefit on the side. But yeah, drink lots of water. That's extremely important. Next is something that a lot of my girls are probably scared of, and that is frequent trims. But you don't have to be scared of trimming your hair. First of all, if you're transitioning, you got to chop it all off anyways. You should be trimming your hair. If you're not transitioning and you're just trying to get healthy hair, this point is still relevant to you. So you should be trimming your hair. You don't have to go to the salon every time. I actually just bought a pair of hair cutting scissors at Sally's Beauty Supply, and I just dust my ends off frequently, just little baby trims, just to work myself up to getting like the big trim when I do my big chop in August. But just little baby trims. Make sure you keep trimming your hair, because if you do have split ends, you can't repair a split end. I'm sorry. Every video that has told you could repair a split end is lying to you. A split end, you can try to seal it, as they say. You can't seal a split end, but whatever. You can try to seal your split end, but eventually it's gonna keep breaking and it's gonna rip all the way up your hair shaft and your hair is going to break. So just cut it off. It's easier to just cut it off and start fresh. Do your little baby trims. That's what I'm doing. I don't have the courage for a big trim. So start small. Just do some sort of trimming to help yourself retain length. Another huge tip, which I'm obviously not practicing right now because my hair is straight, but I was practicing because I almost made it 6 months, is to lay off the heat. I know a lot of you love the flat iron. I loved the flat iron. That's part of the reason why I'm transitioning. I love the flat iron just a little too much, but you need to lay off the heat. Laying off the heat is just, even if you don't follow any of the tips in my video, well, follow the satin bonnet one, but if you don't follow any of the other tips in my video, please follow this one. Just lay off the heat. Your hair will thank you. Your hair will grow. Your hair will prosper. Your hair will thrive if you just lay off the heat. So my last tip actually goes hand in hand with laying off the heat. Once you lay off the heat, you're kind of looking around like, ooh, what do I do with my hair now? Protective styling. It's one of the easiest things to do. I personally don't get weaves or braids or anything like that. Not for any reason. I just haven't gone down that route, and I'm only a few months away from being able to chop my hair, so I figure why bother trying now. I actually just do like braid outs, twist outs, bantu knots, roller sets. So I'm doing all sorts of protective styling. It's been really beneficial. My hair has really loved protective styling. I think that's one of the main reasons that I've been able to retain this decent length that I have, is through protective styling and trimming. So try out many protective styles. You can look it up on YouTube, top 5 protective styles. Maybe I'll even do a video on it. Just look up some protective styles to get you through the day-to-day. Worst case, there's always buns. I live in a bun. 2 buns, 1 bun, a low bun. Like, I live in buns. A bun counts as a protective style as long as you don't tie the ponytail too tight. You can wear a bun every single day. It's what I do. Nobody really notices. Nobody really cares. Yes, I'm not the baddest bitch on the planet, but I will be after I cut off all this hair. So protective styles are awesome. So thanks for checking out this video, guys, and I hope you enjoyed my tips on how to retain length. Please share your tips down below and your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.